complex if statement is just like a normal if statement, but where we make the arguments more complicated, because we can effectively make an if statement argument or condition as complicated as you need to for whatever task you're trying to achieve. So make sure you've watched the if statement video and you understand that, otherwise this will be a little bit too much. But if we make an if statement, so in our example here, I've got a username and password with 2 inputs. So they're 2 strings that are going to get entered into these variables. So I've got the variable username, the variable password. I could do a more complicated if statement now. So I could say something like if username is equal to admin and password, just move this over a little bit, password is equal to I don't know, password 123. Hopefully your admin does not have that password. Then we could print you have logged in and have full control. Now, that's more complicated than anything we did in the previous video, but we could obviously just go further and further. We could do a similar elif, so we could have elif username equals Bobby B and password equals name is Bob. Print logged in successfully. So what we've done here is we've used these operators that I taught you in the previous video to have different arguments on either side. So whenever you use and or, you need to realize that on either side they are completely separate arguments. So both of these with an and needs to be true for the output to run. So if I run this, enter username, I'm going to have to move this over a little bit. So enter username, so we know it was Bobby B, and the password was, I can't remember, but it doesn't matter, I'll get it wrong on this one. So that, nothing happens, so I haven't got an else on. So I could whack an else on here, which is a catch-all, remember? So else print login failed. So when I run my code now, username is that, which is obviously wrong, password's that, it now says login failed. So if I want to get one of this right, okay, name is Bob. So if I run this, Bobby B, name is Bob, and it says logged in successfully. Now you need to be careful that you get these right, because you can have an or, and an or, if I'd accidentally done this, this would be referred to as a logic error. So the computer will follow my instructions to the letter, it will still run, it won't say there's an error, but I've made a logic error in my brain, which means my program isn't going to run as intended, because now if I say Bobby B is my username, so I've got the username right, but I've got the password incorrect, it's still going to log me in. Because if you remember how the OR works, if one side or the other is true, then the output's going to be true. So you've got to be careful about that. Now we could go further. So we could have something like secret number equals int input, please enter secret number. So now we could make the admin, for example, or we could do 2 things here. So we could say, we can only ask for the secret number if they're an admin. So we could say if username is equal to admin, then also ask for a secret number. Then we can do something about the secret number. So we'll do it slightly differently. So we'll say and secret number, secret num is greater than 100 and secret num is less than 103. So that leaves us with 101 and 102 as possible secret numbers according to these arguments. Now, the reason I've shown you this is because a really common error I see all the time is that people do that. Because it makes sense in your head. So you're saying if the secret number is greater than 100 and less than 103. But the problem is people that do this forget that on either side of an and or an or is a completely separate argument. So when it gets here, it's got no idea what you're referring to when you say less than 103. Because it doesn't look here. They're separate arguments. So you do need to write secret num again. Make sure it's spelled exactly the same as the variable. So I know this is quite long, but I've got here for an admin. If they are an admin, it will then ask for an extra variable. So it'll ask for an extra input for a secret number. So if the username is admin and the password is password123 and the secret number is over 100 and the secret number is less than 103, only if all four of those arguments are deemed to be true will it log in successfully. So let's try it. So let's run, enter username, admin. The password was password123. Secret number I'm going to say is 102. So this should work. Just to highlight, it's only asked me that secret number if my username was admin. So if I show you in a second when I log in with Bobby B, it won't ask for this secret number. So enter secret number 102. You have logged in with full control. So if I run this again and I'll go Bobby B, password, I can't remember what it was, but let's just get it wrong. And it says login failed, but it didn't ask me for a secret number because I've put that behind this if statement here. So that's a more complicated if statement. They can get more complicated than that. It very much depends on what you're trying to achieve with your algorithm that you're writing.